that I figured out for the last couple of days, and we'll go from there. She's gonna come over here because her laptop has an audio off.
Can they hear me, or is it on?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, welcome.
Awesome, thanks. So this is going to be a little bit more interactive more than anything. I don't want it to just kind of like be me sharing my ideas. But as you guys know, obviously Jason and we work together, and we're also in a relationship. So a lot of times we'll have conversations about how we think that this is really thriving because we've grown so much within the past 6 months, I would say. And we've implemented a lot of different tools and just trainings that have really been working out really well. And I'm sure that if you guys have been here before those past 6 months, you're gonna notice that for sure. We've grown a hell of a lot. So I was thinking that, because I experienced it myself, I think up until about a year after being in this, and I've been in this about a year and a half now, I realized that I had absolutely no idea how to run these presentations and these webinars. And I was like, okay, why is this happening? And I wasn't the only person that felt that way. So what I started doing was I started running webinars with my team and just practicing the presentation, right? Because I feel like that is a huge step, and that's a huge must-have when you're in this business. You have to know what's going on. You have to know the tools. You have to know just your value proposition when you're presenting this to somebody. So I think that implementing a training would really be valuable. Let's say maybe one of these webinars, Monday through Wednesday, we can implement a training to where you guys are learning how to talk, how to walk, how to present this to your friends, your family, your network, and also just learning how to do the presentation. Because guys, once you guys get it, you're going to feel so confident, and you're going to feel so much better about where it is that you're going with this business, and you're going to have a clearer vision. I promise you that. Because the more and more that we continue to let Jason or other leaders to do this for us all the time, we're doing ourselves a disservice. So I kind of want to know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot because, talking is easy, but maybe not. Talking isn't always easy. So being able to present it to maybe closer friends, or how to target, your audience and things like that. Just having somebody else to give you feedback and things like that, training, really, really helpful.
Yeah, I think it's very helpful. But I do want to make one thing clear. If you guys aren't in this to build, and you're not here to grow and to share this with other people, that is totally fine. You don't have to be a part of that growth, of that part of it. But I will, of course, will always encourage you guys to keep pushing for more, because there's so much money to be made in this business. But regardless, this is for builders. This is for people that want to grow with this business. This is for people that are going to take this seriously and start taking initiative, and not just waiting for the 7 p.m. call when you could, maybe you have a prospect right there, somebody that and you really want them to know what it is that you're wanting them to expose them to. So I think that's really important that we are able to act on that on spot. That's all I have to say. So I'm going to let Jason kind of sit back in his throne.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really agree too, because just kind of, as great as Jay and some of the other leaders really present it, having kind of just the first steps in getting your feet wet and doing it yourself really, really would help bring it, I know for me personally, bring it to the next level. Even though maybe I feel comfortable sometimes, but really having somebody who's done it several times, be able to, mentor and lead you in the right directions, what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong, things like that. I think it would be really beneficial, not just for me, but for everybody else who's really trying to grow their, their network marketing or whatever on that side.
Yeah, facts, bro. It comes down
Definitely.
to being able to talk, right? Being able to just be able to communicate the vision and what it is that we're doing and what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're a part of. I think that you don't have to do, can you call, Blake, can you text actually Raj, try to get him on this call?
Yeah, let me grab my phone real quick. I'll be right back.
while we're doing this? Because I definitely want to jump on here. But I think it comes down to just being able to have a conversation about this confidently and know with your chest up and your shoulders high that you can talk about this. This is something that you're confident about, something that you know the ins and outs, you know what it is that you're a part of, and you know exactly what it is that people are getting and what it's solving in their life if they just apply themselves. So 2 things I wanted to touch base on today. I think that a lot of people benefit from. I know that I benefit from. Brian Carruthers. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and you guys will look up who Brian Carruthers is together. All right. So Brian Carruthers makes an average of he's making over $500,000 a year, and he's doing so for like the past 10 years in a row. Well, this is Brian Carruthers. That's not Brian Carruthers. This is it. Right. So basically, Brian Carruthers is this guy that created this 2-a-day, right? This 2-a-day phenomena. And I want to share this with you because it's kind of interesting when you guys read through this and you kind of go through like what it is that we're trying to do here. So it's the art of duplication. So I'm going to scroll up to the top real quick and just kind of share with you some bullet points on the screen and as well. So Brian Carruthers, he's made over $10 million overall in the direct sales network marketing industry. Personally, what I've seen based off books from, Robert Kiyosaki and stuff, like I want to have multiple streams of income. I just don't want to do this, right? But it only makes sense that if I can do something really simple and help hundreds of people do it and really benefit their lives, then what it is, all I'm looking for is this right here. What he says the magic happens when you get a large group of people doing a few simple things consistently over extended period of time, right? So it's about an apple a day trick. It's very similar in this business. So he says, my mentor taught that a 2-a-day plus a weekly meeting is the formula for success. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Is the formula for success, right? There's no way that he made $2 million a year and teaching something so elementary, he thought. But sure enough, he watched him for 17 years doing and teaching things as simple and earned. So what it looks like is right here. We have to be piquing interest of new prospects in order to have new people seeing your presentation. And I hope you'll agree that your team is watching you. And if you aren't exposing new prospects, they won't either, right? So the key to building this business is exposing new people to your product and opportunity. So you'd agree that if you aren't doing new exposures, there's no conceivable way your business can grow, right? So it's directly correlated. Now, what this looks like is when he breaks this down, right? This 2-a-day phenomenon, and he wrote this a little while ago, but right here. Do you agree that you can definitely get two tools out a day, right? Whether you meet someone at a gas station, sitting next to you on a plane, serving you food at a restaurant, driving you in an Uber, or making a new friend on social media, you can absolutely do this. Will you is the question, and this will be determined by whether or not you have the willpower, right? So your will is determined by how motivating your why is. If your life depended on getting 2 new exposures a day done, of course you have them done by 9 a.m. But because most people in this business don't place near that level of priority in this business, most people go to bed at night without even exposing just 2 new people. That means they really just don't see their business success as a clear priority, right? So we got to choose to exceed, because this is how this works. And I'm going to kind of break this down on the whiteboard so you guys can kind of visualize what the whole goal is behind this business and why this 2-a-day phenomenon is going to work so well. And, we have a lot of different tools. So I like breaking this down because everyone knows does everyone know how to pique interest and get someone on a call? Have they done it once successfully? Has everyone on here got one person on a call ever?
Negative.
Negative? Is that Kenrick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever invited someone to call?
No, sir.
All right. So that doesn't count, right? Because you have no experience in it. But when you do, right, and when you do take that step, right, to build your residual income, what it's going to look like is you piquing interest. Now, what does piquing interest look like, Daniel? What does piquing interest look like?
Like letting somebody know what we do.
And what do we say when we let someone know what we do? Like, what are we really going into? Are we going into, Forex? Are we talking about Forex, or are we trying to figure out what
I
it
mean-
is that they need in their life?
Personally, I let them know that I'm letting them, like, I'm offering them a chance to, like, to create a business possibly with us, and not only that, they get education for learning a skill set that could pay them for the rest of their life.
Okay. Now, when you heard about this business, is that what someone told you?
Yeah. Oh, well, I actually got introduced into AI, so like automative, like an automative thing that trades for you. But yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay. Cool. So piquing interest, right? Very similar, like whatever it is. Somebody maybe heard, did you tell someone you wanted to start a business and then they told you that, or they just led with, hey, you're going to start a business?
Well, as I told you, usually when I'm like contacting people on Instagram, they're usually trying to ask me, but like I try to like talk to them first, and then I try to flip the script on them and try to like offer them what I'm doing.
Okay. So you're just basically like, you have a lot of people reaching out to you because of what you use for hashtags and whatnot.
Right.
So Blake, you got multiple people on calls before. When you're piquing interest, like if you were piquing interest on me, what would it sound like? What are you doing to get me on a call?
I mean, first of all, one of the things I believe that's pretty important is just being passionate. So like when I'm really excited about this, like telling somebody, hey, I don't really mention trading, but adding an additional source of income, whether it be your job right now or like whatever you're doing, you have this one source of income. But imagine having, another $100, $150, imagine another $600, $1,000 a month, on the side, in addition to what you're doing. You can pay for rent, you can pay for your car, you can pay for, just going out to eat and food and things like that. Just imagine having that comfort, knowing, and you can do something like that. And so I tell them, I've been doing pretty well. And I'm like, hey, you want to meet my man, Jay? He's been doing really well in this. He's been doing it for a long time. Just hop on a call, spend 30 minutes with me. Let's go. And then basically that's just kind of it. It's short and sweet, not too little, not too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good. So you don't want to really, that's the whole key with piquing interest. When you go into this, Henrik, you want to be able to relate to people what they want in their life, right? And if this can solve it for them. I mean, obviously we're doing this. We believe that if we just learn this, master it, no matter how long it takes, then we can create a lot of income. I mean, this is a single-handed skill set that can make us, everyone on this call, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars when we get it, when it clicks. And when it clicks, as I've been told, because mine is clicked on for a month and then clicked off for a month, right? So I'm still mastering this myself, right? Realistically, I still lose trades. Sometimes like right now, like last month I was up 300. This month so far I'm down 100. I've made like 400, but I've lost like 5. So I mean that's how it works sometimes, And we got to be able to go through longevity and have a system in place so that way, because trading is going to look like this, right? Just like a chart. You're going to have good months and you're going to have bad months. And you got to be able to find a lifestyle right here that's comfortable, that no matter what happens, you're going to be able to sustain yourself and be happy. So with this business 2-a-day phenomenon, as they call it, Brian Carruthers, how it works is this, guys. We have a couple different ways to introduce people to this business, all right? And the first one is social media. We talked about this before. Second one is phone book, right? Who we know. And then the third is new friends. Now, all these people, we're trying to do one of two things, predominantly one thing. But all these people, our goal is to get them on a webinar, or if they don't speak the same language as us, or they're in another time zone, they absolutely can't make it. Now, after that, this is our 2-a-day, okay? Right here. We're using this, who it is that we meet throughout the day, the people in our phone book and our social media, to expose 2 new people a day. Now, when you do that, this is our goal, okay? So your 2-a-day is directly key in the beginning, but long-term it's going to look like this. Does everyone on here really feel like they can do 2 a day? Like they can get 2 people on a video or a webinar?
Yeah.
I mean, if your life depended on getting 2 new exposures a day done, what time do you think you'll have it done by per day? If your life depending on it.
I'm a kind of guy that works real well under pressure. So under pressure, yeah, I can definitely do it. You know.
I work really well under pressure too, bro. So realistically, of course we'd have them done, but because most of us don't play that same priority on this business as we do our life, but at the end of the day, our income determines our quality of life. And in this business, we can make a lot of income. We got to choose to succeed, right? Are we willing to commit to what's necessary to win big? What's the game plan with these daily exposures? If we commit to doing this, it's, completely doable from a time commitment perspective. So we've been doing them, right? We do them loudly, meaning make sure your whole team knows that you're doing them, guys. Post about your daily activity. Talk about it on calls. Share it in personal conversations. In essence, become a fanatic about this 2-a-days within the team, within your team, right? Like, dude, I'm going to get 2 people on a call every single day for like the past week. I know if I keep this up for the next month, I'm going to have at least 3 people on my team. Now, let me explain this, right? The law of averages says 1 to 5% people. So our goal is to do 2-a-days, right, is to grow your residual. And by growing your residual, you're helping others that get into this business grow their residual. So that way in the first couple months, they have money to trade with. Most people, they don't trade because they don't have money to trade. They build the business. Maria says it's optional. Yeah, it's optional, but most people, they don't have money to trade. So is it optional? Is it mandatory? And they just have to challenge themselves. That's how I think about it, right? Because if you don't have money to throw into a $500 in an account, then what are you doing, right? You have a way to make money here. And if you believe in this enough to do it for yourself, then all you got to do is be confident about it to have the same knowledge. If someone says no, it's because they don't know, right? They don't know enough. So this 2-a-day is going to look like this, right? We're going to help ourselves and everyone else build a business income, put it into the trading market, right? Because we're going to create money, and that's going to be residual. Now, this is what the 2-a-day looks like. We have, let's say, Blake, for instance. We're going to use Blake K, not Blake S. We got Blake S on the call. What's up, bro?
What's up?
How you doing? So how it works is him times 2, right? And that's going to be exposures a day. And by himself, every month, that's going to be 60 people. Times 5% is going to be 3 new people on his team per month, okay? Just by himself. Going to help people create P150s and do it himself. But now, right, he's done that for a couple months, and now he has 3 people. So now he has 3 people all doing the same exact thing. Now that equals, and then 10, and he's doing, 3 times 2 equals 6, right? And he's doing the same thing. So now he has 8 exposures a day. But he's still doing the same thing, but he's helping other people do it, right? Now, 8 times 30, we'll do that quick math real quick, is 240. Equals 12 new people per month. So the 2-a-day is just duplication. If we can help everyone master the 2-a-days, what's that going to look like when it keeps doubling? Now, say at this point now, right, he helps everyone. You have 12 new people. Now he has 25 people in his team. And they're all doing their 2-a-days. That's 50, right? All doing the same exact thing. Plus his 2, now that's 52 exposures a day. You see how this starts growing?
It's like compound growth.
It's compound effect. So in this business, in the very beginning, it's going to look pretty interesting because you're going to be doing a lot of activity and not getting paid for it. Okay? And it's unlike anything you've ever done before because you're used to getting paid for an hourly wage, not based on performance and based on compound effects, right? So there's been plenty of times when Maria's even asked me, why are you doing this? Why are you doing so much? Right? Why don't you just let certain people do this or certain people do that? And it's about the compound effect, right? It's that if I keep putting in work, keep training, and keep doing things or whatever it is that I can to help you guys succeed and help myself succeed, stay in phase 1, then you guys are going to be able to grow your businesses and at the same time grow your accounts, right? So the 2-a-day, isn't directly the key, but it's hundreds of people who will eventually copy you because you're leading them that will make them hundreds of thousands of dollars and you hundreds of thousands of dollars as well, right? So that is why this example is so important. If you aren't seen doing 2-a-days consistently, no one else is going to do them either. You are the one your team is watching and copying, guys. We're the key in this business. Let's say you do what it is that we're describing on this call and you get this duplication thing going. And then at a certain point, you're seeing, 500 people a month joining your team. Congratulations, right? And that's the goal, is just set up the duplication. So if you stop doing this 2 a day, your team will notice and the momentum will erode from the top down. Your leaders will stop like you stopped, and their leaders will follow them in stopping. And soon enough, your whole team is going to be slashed in half. So it's important to continue leading by example. Every one of us on this call is an example. We're jumping on here. People are going to watch the recording. They see everyone's name that's on this call. But let me warn you, you're going to get frustrated in this business, right? You'll commit to doing 2 exposures a day, expecting everyone else to copy you, and they won't. At least 9 out of 10 people won't. So you'll be tempted to stop doing them yourself. But here's the key. You aren't looking for the 9 out of 10. I'm so happy to be working with every single one of you guys on this call. But realistically, some of you guys aren't going to last, right? And it's in the difference of how bad we want this and how bad we want residual income, how much you believe in yourself that it's attainable. What is your lid on success? You want to hit $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month? Like, am I talking crazy by even starting there? But realistically, you're looking for the 1 out of 10 who will lock arms with you and go for the long run. The other 9 aren't motivated and lack discipline. And that's not your fault. It's not your concern. You can do all you can. You can motivate them. You can tell them what to listen to. They're not going to want it as bad as you guys do. So we got to lead by example and work with the willing, right? We won't be able to make it to the top of the mountain if we're focusing on the inactive people sitting on the ground at the base of the climb. Climb with the climbers and keep growing, keep going up on this elevator. So if 1 out of every 10 people will end up being a core player doing the 2 a day, then your model is going to look like this, okay? It's going to be you, 5 out of 50, right, that you're going to roll, 25 out of 250 per month, 125 out of 1,250, and 625 out of 6,250. Now, at this level, right, when you grow your team to 50 people and your goal is to get 5 enrollments a month minimum, right, what you're doing at this level is you're now P1000. And you're helping, with 50 people, you have at least 3 P600s, right? And about 4 P150s. So you've helped add to other people's lives. That's 7,200 per person. So that's about 23,000. And then 4 P150s, that's about 6,000 because it's 1,800. So you've just added to everyone else's lives $30,000 because of a $300 decision and you deciding to do 2 a days. Is that impacting the world? I mean, for me, it is. If I'm able to see certain individuals make money off this business, it brings me the best feeling in this world. I'm like, damn, that's awesome, right? He just caught 100 pips. That's sick. He's making money. That's awesome. I feel like I'm doing my job, right? If you guys aren't making money, I feel like I'm not doing my job. If you're not making money, you should feel like you're not doing your job because there's so many different things in this platform to make money, right? So that's the whole goal. And then just at that first level, we added 30K. Now if we have a team of 250, that means you're making $5,000 a month. That means you have at least another 5 P5K on your team, at least 3 P2Ks, right? And you probably have like 6 to 10 P600s. So right there alone, that's 70,000. That's right there. That's 90,000, 24,000 times 3. That's about 60, 70,000. So realistically, right, you're adding right here at this next level over $100,000 to people's lives all around the world just because of a $300 decision. And it keeps growing. This is just here. At this level, you're now chairman 25. At this level, you're now chairman 50. Right?
Sheesh.
So what we're looking at is the power of the 10 percenters, guys. Right? 1 out of every 10 people, that's 10%. Now, someone might say that this is a lousy ratio. Only 10% of all people are going to be willing to do the work that even join this business. Some of these people treat it like a speeding ticket. Like, I just spent $300. Maybe I was trying to go too fast in life. I'm not ready for my own business. All right, I'm just going to pay this and quit. I'm not talking. I'm going to block these people because they're going to try to motivate me into starting to continue doing this business, and I don't want to be motivated right now. All right? So we got to be able to understand the reality. We don't care what the ratio is, right? We just want to calibrate our expectations properly so that we know what it will take so you don't get discouraged when you do witness 9 out of 10 people that you enrolled on your team not doing shit. Now, let me convince you that's totally worth the effort, though, and an incredible business model. 100%. 10% of the people that continue doing this are so worth the effort because they end up changing their lives. They end up thinking differently, doing different things, walking differently, talking differently. So if we have to enroll 250 people to find 25 people that you're going to be able to change their life, is it worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they're doing 2-a-days along with you, and that's over 62 exposures a day or 1,800 exposures a day. And if you just enroll 5% of those, that's 93 people in your business per month. Now, in this comp plan, what kind of income will you be earning with 93 people enrolling in this month? How many people, what rank are you if you have 93 people on your team?
The 2K, P2K, P1K.
P2K. P2K, right? We got to know these goals for ourselves as well so we can be able to hit them. We have to have our eyes on these targets that we want to hit. So what is it worth a year in getting to this point? 2 years. Look, you guys can get there much faster than I did because you already have a system in place. But what if it took a few years to get this? And then those 25 enrolled people, enough, each of them, they got 5 people by the end of next year. As you can see, this is the magic of compound growth in this business. It's super important that we fully grasp the concept of the compound effect. We're doing little actions over an extended period of time is going to yield some massive results. We just sent in a chart. If you just do 5% a day and start with a $100 account and end at $200, right? 5% a day, that's $5 a day. It's $25 a week times 4, right? That's $100 you just earned. Now your account's 200. Now you start with 200. You do 5% a day, that's $10. $10 a day, that's $50 a week. $50 a week, that's $200 a month.
Let's go.
Now you have $400. $400, and you do 5% a day. Now that's $20 a day. That's $100 a week. That's $400 a month. Now you have $800. So this compound effect is really simple if we just apply. Now, guys, I'm not perfect. I'm guilty, right? I'm so guilty of not being able to apply this compound effect at all times. So I'm not saying here in front of you that, I'm 100% perfect. But what I am telling you is that I've done it consistently in bursts of action and being able to get some results, right? So I can share with you how to do those same results, but we got to take action. Like, would you rather take $100,000 cash right now or a penny doubled every day for 30 days?
A penny double.
Everyone says, would you rather have $100,000 cash right now or a penny doubled every day for 30 days? Just 30 days, and that's it.
Man, I don't know if I sound stupid for saying this, but 100,000 sounds good to me. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know about that penny a day thing, man.
Penny doubles a day for 30 days straight. Who
Nah.
wants $100,000? They don't want a penny doubled a day.
I really take the penny a day.
Penny doubled a day?
Yeah. Penny. That's like a mil or no.
More than 1 month. More than
Yeah.
at least.
So go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat if you say $100,000. And if you want a penny doubled a day, drop a 222.
You mean a penny like a coin penny?
A penny, a coin penny.
Yeah, I'm taking 100,000 for 30 days straight.
30 days straight.
Yeah, I don't see the math behind it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm kind of low.
It's all good.
Double,
So let's
double the penny.
let's look at the compound effect, all right? Let's try to look at the compound effect real quick so we can understand why this 2-a-day phenomenon works so well, right? So day 1, we doubled our penny. Start off with 2 cents, okay? 2 cents. Now we doubled our pennies, right? Everything doubles. Every day it doubles. Day 2, we have 4 cents. Day 3, and I'm going to jump to day 10 and keep going, right? And do the first 5 days to show you. Day 3, we have 8 cents. Day 4, we have 16 cents. Day 5, we have 32 cents. Day 6, we have 64 cents. Day 7, we have $1.28. Day 8, we have $2.56. Day 9, we have $5.12. Day 10, we have $10.24. Jump to day 15, or let's just jump. You guys know where this is going. 11 is 20, right? 12 is 40. 13 is 80. Okay, now we're going to go continue. 14 is 160. 15 is 327. All right, now it keeps doubling. 16, 655. 17, 1310. 18, 2620. 19, 5242. Day 20, we're at 10,500. Day 21, we're at 20,000. All right, you guys following?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Day 22, we're at 41K. Day 23, we're at 83K. Day 24, we're at 167K. Day 22, we're at, I'm sorry, we went backward. Day 24, day 25, we're at 335K. Now in the last 5 days, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Yeah, obviously I was wrong on that one. I stand corrected. You feel me?
It's a mill. It's a mill by 30 days. It's crazy.
More than a mil.
Yeah.
It figures, baby.
Yeah, I didn't see the math behind it. My bad. I
Well,
definitely seen the math behind it. I
Most people don't. That's why they don't do 2 exposures a day. That's why they don't mark up 2 charts a day, right? That's why they don't make 5% trading a day and they want to make 20%. And I'm guilty of this as well. So what we have here in front of us is, wow, I never thought about compound growth like that. This is something that I know I can do 2 a day. So in this scenario, would you agree that if this was the growth progression of your business in the terms of 30 months, and after 6 months, you only earned 64 cents a month, that you would absolutely quit the business? No. Very few people would have the vision to stick with this business model, but that's what's required in this business. In the beginning, you'll be doing lots of activity that doesn't seem to be paying you, but it is following the compound effect path. The results start kicking in further down the line. Even 12 months in, making $40 isn't very exciting. But as this penny keeps doubling, you'll see how it turns into $100,000 and then millions. I've seen it with my own eyes from people that I know that are in this business. Always keep this vision in your mind so you'll be excited about the tiny little wins, the 5% per day, the 1 enrollment on your team in the week, in the beginning, that these are seeds leading you towards your biggest goals, guys. So hopefully we all understand now that we have a model to build on. Will you do it? That's the question. As a leader, we have to recognize everyone who's doing the 2 a days and make them the heroes in this business. Shine the spotlight on your fellow teammates, right? They're the cool crowd, and you want everyone else to be recognized like them in your business. Focus on the activity, not just the results. Focus on the activity, not the results. Focus on the charting. Focus on the entering and exiting trades when you said you were, not letting your emotions get big. Don't focus on the results. Focus on the activity. And if your team is doing this activity, the results will come, right? And, you know, starting this off for the month of June, right? We're going to actually be starting something pretty cool. You know, we have the funnel coming out this month. It's in the final stages, probably like another week or 2 to finish it up. But more importantly, we actually are going to have, you know, specific P150 and up, you know, incentivized things in this business that I think everyone's going to really like. I've been working with some of the chairmen to kind of come up with this, but let's keep it real. We don't need to get fancy, right? We don't need to talk about doing 10 or 20 a day. If you go full time and you're doing that many, good for you. You know, but don't talk about it to your team, because that will make the business seem overwhelming to the majority of them, since they're only part-timers. Remember, the magic happens when we get a large group of people doing a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time with great attitude, with great happiness, with great energy. Everyone can do 2 a day. You could do 2 a day. Your mom could do 2 a day. I can do 2 a day. We just got to focus on getting ourselves to do it and getting our team to be able to do it as well, and never lose the focus. Right? This compound effect will absolutely kick in. It absolutely starts with you. Don't worry right now about your team and what they're doing or not doing. Focus on yourself doing it first. You go 30 days straight of doing 2 a days. Then you can point to yourself as an example for others to follow. And if you won't do it, just hang up, right? Give up on the idea of making it big and having a team of 10,000 people where you're making, you know, $100,000 a month. It won't happen because of you, not because you're in the wrong business. We just got to be able to look in the mirror and say, hey, are we where we want to be financially? And if we're not, why are we doing this? Because this is one of our tickets. We got to become so much of a fanatic about trading, about this business. You know, that people say things about you, that's when you know you're on the right path, right? So I've heard, this is a quick story about, what happened? He's laughing. She likes laughing at me in the middle of calls.
I was not even laughing.
Whatever. So a quick little story about, people that are doing this business. But this guy, I was reading this book. He said he began doing these 2-a-days a year ago. It wasn't consistent. He wasn't like religious about it. He basically did it when he felt like it. Then he heard, $1 million earner teaching the concept again. He got sold on this plan. So he finally committed to doing it with consistency. He began, enrolling more people than ever. But here's what's cool. Little by little, he noticed a few people on the team who had been hearing me talking about this business start to do it as well, the 2-a-days. 6 months later, he can see the duplication happening, and he had about 40 people on the team doing 2-a-days. And at that point, with 80 exposures a day, 2,400 exposures a month, he was enrolling more than 50 people per month. That's when he hit a 6-figure income. This concept really, really works. So we got to have no excuses. Let this be our story. Again, doing 2 exposures a day will seem like a nuisance at times. It's going to seem like, damn, I got to go do 2 exposures before I go to bed. You'll have a day go by and you didn't exercise discipline and get your 2 done. But if you don't get on the phone or get in your car or go to a gas station, meet 2 new people, you will break the rhythm. You'll let yourself off the hook and in effect, let yourself, your goals, and your team down. Then you feel a little guilty. And after you convince yourself it's okay, then the next day you miss. And then the next, and then the next. And then you're sold on the idea that it's okay not to take action in this business. That's the path to failure and not making money and wasting money on this monthly subscription. Many people have taken this wrong path. I've seen it with my own eyes. You'll meet most of your friends on this path. They will tell you when you join them that they've been waiting for you to catch up and to sit down and relax and have a beer. This is a sign, right? If you want uncommon results, don't do what the masses are doing. Since they aren't determined and focused, they want you to become unfocused and stop making them look bad. This is your friends that you meet in this business as you're going through. What that means is as you're meeting new people, you're going to make friends with some of these people that don't end up enrolling, and they're going to tell you, or your friends that you already have, they're going to tell you that what you're doing is wasting of time. Nobody's going to want to do this. Everyone in your state is unmotivated. No entrepreneurs in your city. It's impossible to create a community. People are going to say that. But when you set this goal and it becomes powerful, and you're doing your 2-a-days, you'll have weekly meetings, right? You'll have a monthly event in your city that'll be packed out with like 100 people, 200 people on a regular basis. And you'll know in your gut that you're on your way past 90% of the crowd and headed to the top levels of the income brackets. It may not seem like it's much different in the first few weeks and months, but trust me, those seeds that you guys are planting, these 2-a-days are germinating below the soil. They're growing. Right? And if you stick around long enough and they get enough watering, you will see trees start sprouting up, right? Just don't get bored of the 2-a-day process. It seems so little, so benign, so you'll absolutely be tempted to skip days and even stop. Don't allow yourself to do that. What I suggest is that you create a dream board with pictures of your why, put it on the background of your phone, right? And then write it across it on the day. So check this out. On my phone, what I have is my goals on the back. Right? So I have it all listed out. I downloaded Canva on my phone. It says, this is your life. What are you going to do with it? Then I have my goals, create 100 P600s in the real estate, have $150,000 in sales every single month. My goal is to have above at 750 credit score this year. I want to create a YouTube following. I want to hit 100K on IG. I want to have $50,000 invested in crypto. These are things that are my whys, right? That I have in front of me to remember, hey, don't forget to do what you need to do. Don't forget, because you have all these goals and you're looking at them every day. So there's no excuse. It's the exponential growth of duplication, first in yourself and then in your business. That's where it's going to take us to this like massive, massive level. So be the person who is doing the work and be the example for others to follow. Don't wait on your person that enrolled you to do this, as they're not paying your bills. They're likely a 90%er and you want to be a 10%er and soon be the 1%er. Often the big earners in this business stop doing the discipline work that got them there. So keep that in mind when using them as an example too. We want to follow people that keep doing. People like Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, honestly, I'm so blessed to have them as mentors. Guys, they're making $600,000 a month and they're still traveling the world and still throwing tours, still throwing home events, like $600,000 a month throwing home events, launching new cities with people that they met online. I've seen them fly out to cities just for one P1000, spend $10,000 on a venue, on flights, on food, just to go out there for one P1000. And sometimes those P1000s quit. and that whole market falls. And then the other times when we go back, that same P1000 is now Chairman 10, 180 days later. Because he went there, he duplicated, he did a training, right? They're going and feeding into their leaders. So whatever it is that you have, feed into the people that you have in this team, right? It's super important that you get the best advice from the best source who know how to get you the best results. And by doing this, you got to have a why that's worth it. Nothing's going to knock you off course. You will say no to any distractions in this business. And when you do that, and when we do that consistently as a team, that's when we're going to be able to really, really turn shit up. I cannot wait for the funnel. I cannot wait for every single one of you guys to take this to the next level. And then lastly, I do want to open up one thing real quick. Now, who here feels like they're really going to implement the 2-a-day formula?
Absolutely, absolutely. I know I kind of fell off in the beginning. I'm ready to get back.
Does everyone feel like they're capable of doing this? Is everyone, I guess, would more money solve a couple problems in your lives, and as well as help you solve other people's problems?
Yeah.
So we got to ask ourselves when we're going through stuff like this, is it beneficial for us? Is it worth it for us to, get through what it is that we're trying to get through and get to the action so we can create results in this business? This is really, really cool. I don't know. You guys know who Sean Lee is? Sean Lee, the trader? AstroFX, Cryptonary? Yeah. So this is one of his learning PDFs, but he talks about trading, right? And the unexpected, why the majority of traders will continue to lose. And this is a good concept for business as well, but it says it's true that the majority of the people who attempt to trade Forex lose. It's 100% true. There's a rational explanation for this. Most people assume that this market is a get-rich-quick scheme. Far too many people enter the markets with unrealistic expectations, thinking they can quit their jobs after a week, month of trading, and even thinking they're going to take $1,000 and turn it into $100,000 or pounds within the matter of months. This is absolutely the wrong mentality. Same thing in this business. Just because you don't make $1 million in your first year in IML and you only get to P1000 doesn't mean you're messing up. Doesn't mean that you still can't make millions of dollars in the year to come, right? So unrealistic expectations will undoubtedly work against us and will only be awarded, right, with an account destroying mindset, with a business destroying mindset. We'll become pressurized and feel a need to make money in these markets and need to make money in this business as soon as possible, and inevitably compelling yourself to make irrational decisions. Trading, building this business has to be done with absolute clarity, guys. Our mindset has to be robotic, and we can't allow stress to dominate these actions. When we begin to trade with this need or pressure to make money, consciously or subconsciously, we're going to inevitably trade emotionally, which is the fastest way to lose your money. Before we consider trading, we got to be financially able to take a loss. It will never be fun. However, it's part of the business, right? So he says, neurons that fire together wire together, meaning that when you think and do things in a repeated fashion, the neural pathways in your brain take a new form and get deeper over time. Wherever you direct your attention will define you on a neurological level, meaning whatever you think about, practice, and believe, you become. Just remember that perfect practice makes perfect. 10% win, 90% fail. You guys got to decide, what are you going to be, right? 10% or 90%. So he talks about the range of emotions in trading in this PDF, greed, right? And these are all things that a mindset in this business kind of, we want to make as much money as fast as possible. We don't understand the compound growth, right? And he talks about being organized and a strict trader. These are a couple of quotes I think we should all take down and all understand about trading and just about building this business. He said, trade smart, not often. Every day is not a trading day. It's the pips, not the money. Investing, not gambling. He who says he can and who he says who can't are both right. And then I wanted to go into just a couple notes on trading that he gives us. So various mistakes and traps in trading. So let's go.
I like how they explain the fib.
Yes. So he talks about chart crazy, guys. Don't have too much shit on your charts. Like, I know you see something like this is ridiculous. Like, don't have anything like that. We want to have price action trading, right? With a couple indicators, if that, and we got to have risk management, money management in this business, right? Don't rush. Don't chase money, right? Chase the pips. So this would be very poor risk management. Negative 50 pips and the whole account is blown. This is his entry. and his target's 40 pips, and his stop loss 80 pips, right? That's a poor risk entry. You got to have a game plan as well. I have charts behind my computer screen showing me what it is that I'm looking at so I can understand, right? And when you jump from demo to real, he talks about this, right? Look at this, guys. Do not start trading on demo until you've mastered FX's forest trading like price action, right, on your demo account. By mastering the strategy in yourself, we mean that you should consistently success on demo account for a period of 3 months, he says, before even thinking about going live. Do not treat demo account as a sport. I know I'm guilty of this, right? Invincible on demo, real life, you're underprepared. And this is how it ended up happening. So we don't want to gamble our money away. We don't want to be overconfident. At the same time, we do want to make money in these markets. And I would only recommend doing so by taking like Gold Cup or Swipe Coin on a real account in the first 1 to 3 months. You should be building the business in your first 1 to 3 months, right? So a 1-to-1 trade is acceptable, but we want to have more so 1 to 2 and 1 to 3, right? And he says 2 to 1 is bad. They just said 1 to 2. Personally, I like, I'm trying to do 1 to 3. 1 to 4, ideally, that's the goal. So last but not least, all right, last but not least, how many of you guys have ever entered a trade and as it's going in your opposite direction, you enter another sell hoping that it's going to turn around there and you just got an even better entry? Have you guys ever done that? Called stacking?
Stacking. Yeah, like when I first started, for sure.
When you first started, you're like, okay, it's going up, it's going to turn back down. Push it, arrow. It's going
Chasing the trade, yeah.
Yeah, so right here, look, he's entering sell, 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 here, sell, 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 as it's going all the way up, every step of the way. Amateur traders often assume that trade will just come back around, and their lack of patience and judgments induces them to enter a trade again and again. This term is called creeping death, right? And that means that it's slowly creeping up on you and your account. We got to stick to our trading plan, technical analysis. There is going to be losing streaks, okay? And that's okay. Stick to the trading plan. Now, he talks about having a stop loss, about hedging trades. And using that. Plan your trade your plan. That's right. Let me show you guys this real quick. He talks about top-down analysis a lot, okay? And we talked about this multiple times, going from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, going in and looking at it, long-term trend of a currency, going in and analyzing, see what it is that thing's doing from top to bottom, getting an overall, right? Overall objective of what this thing is going to do. Maria put an excellent chart in there, Euro CHF, right? She did top-down analysis. I walked her through it, and she was able to mark up the chart and see, hey, this thing's going to come over. She unfortunately didn't enter a sell limit, but she would have only had like 10 pip drawdown. Exactly where she thought it was going to go. It went and then turned around for 60, 70 pips, right? So we got to be confident in this. Honestly, the most money I made in trading is when I'm setting sell limits and stuff like this. I'm marking it up right here, and I'm setting right there, a buy limit, and this thing's coming up right when both of these cross, and I'm entering, and this thing entered, and I wake up and I'm in profit, or it might have even closed in profit. So trading price action. Let me go here real quick. So this is him looking on the hour, 4-hour, as it keeps going down, it keeps breaking these trend lines, right? So what he did is, let's start off on the monthly real quick. I want to take you guys through a quick top-down analysis. This is Wednesday Winning Workshop. We talked about 2 days in business. Now let's talk about real quick top-down analysis, and then we're ending this call. Now, top-down analysis means, hey, we're starting on the 1 month. Now, even if we're using triple fire on the 1 hour, we still want to know what direction this market's going, so we know which triple fire we're looking for, a sell or a buy, right? So on the monthly, it shows that the 1.15 monthly resistance area is holding firm. Spikes to the upside resistance, this is price rejecting the area. When we have spikes to the upside, that's price rejecting the area, and we have a downside expected, right? So price spikes through this moving average, however rejected, so we expect bearish momentum. Now, a clean bearish candle penetrates the 1.10 right here, this level. We wait for the end of the month on this monthly to see if it's going to keep going down to the month ahead. A break of this support in this area that I'm marking is what we're looking for, but it already did this. So that's the monthly. Now on the weekly, this is what we see. All right, it broke that trend line with one candlestick. It had a doji here. It came up, retested that zone, and continued down. So we had a clean bearish candle that penetrated this, right, where the moving averages crossed up here. And I don't know if you guys have moving averages. Right now they have the 8 and 21 EMA live on that chart. I use 50 and 200. Now from the weekly, we go to the daily, and look, the chart is the same. But what he sees more in depth is a retest here of this, right? Comes down, retests the zone. So you could have had an entry here when it broke this trend line, came up and retested. Broke this trend line, came up and retested, and it's going down, right? And even that zone. So that's the daily. Now let's look on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we see the same thing. Came and broke this, retested. But now we had two entries. When it broke and retested, and when it broke this bottom trend line and then retested. Now we go down to the hourly or the 2 hour. This is what he's looking at. How many of you guys go through top-down analysis when you're marking up charts?
Yep, for sure.
For sure?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you guys have never looked at multiple time frames on the same chart? Not everyone at the same time. Don't get too excited. Carpet, Cam, Daniel, Gio, Henrik, Lewis. You guys only looked at one chart at one pair before entering, one time frame? Before
I definitely try to look at the, because I usually enter trades through a daily or 4 hours, so I definitely try to look at daily, 4 hour, or even hourly, but definitely more towards the higher time frames.
Daily, 1 hour, 2 hour, right? We're coming down to the 1 hour here, and that's what we just saw, or the 2 hour, and then he marked up the charts, right? So we already know how to do, the resistance and the key level placements on these things. We know how resistance turns support in this area, right? And same thing here, resistance now is support in this area, and that's what we're looking for buys. So as long as we have, these resistance as the ceilings and the supports as the floors, we're able to do a top-down analysis and then have something like these indicators to absolutely identify when to get in the markets on these lower time frames. And I think we're all pretty Gucci. We don't want to have too crazy. Let me go ahead and move through this. We don't want to have too crazy of charts, but at the same time, he talks about measured moves in this. But at the same time, let me go down here. We want to make money in this business. We want to master this skill set. Don't come in here and, waste your time, guys. Really learn this thing. Really learn this thing. So how many of you guys are still in that EEA trade from earlier this week? Euro AUD, we called out earlier this week.
Negative, not me, bro.
Not me.
No? How come?
I got
Still
it.
learning, still working, bro.
We sent this out in the chat, right? We sent this out in the group chat for chart markup.
Yeah, I seen it, but I was just like, that's probably applying for the heavyweights. I'm not a heavyweight yet.
Nah, bro, enter on a demo account.
I know I got my demo account set up. Gio helped me out with it and everything, but I was just more so like, they probably doing their thing, and this doesn't apply to me most likely. I didn't know.
Yeah, of course, bro. I mean, look at these charts that we're sending in, analyze it on the triple fire, something that you see, right? Like, I mean, when this thing called a short here, right there, and then we saw it on the triple fire, right over here. And we know it's game time, right? We called the short, it retested. This is the same area as right here. This is the 15-minute chart. If we zoomed in, it came up, retested, it called the short. The line was hovering, and down from that area right now, we're up 109 pips, with the take profit being about 150 pips, ratio 1-to-4, risk ratio. And this was sent out.
Wow.
Yeah, this was sent out here way earlier. Way earlier. Look. Just before we got the even signal. You see that?
Yeah.
All right, so we want to make sure we're taking these trades, at least looking over. Don't get in every trade that people send, even the signals. Don't get in every single one. But they called this as a signal as well as the chart, so it was like, you know, perfect. We called it out on, you know, MXM signals as well. Some of these trades lost, guys. Some of these win. Cut your losses short. If you see a trade start turning around immediately, that means it's not going to win, right? If it goes start going deep and starts breaking, it starts creating new lower lows, and you're in a buy, cut it off. It's been a mistake that I've made. I lost, you know, $100 this month because I just tried to let it ride. But you gotta have to follow your own trading plan as well when you're going through this kind of stuff. Another thing for here. Right. So what he says, what's pretty cool, and I learned from here, is that you can use the line tool to eradicate the market noise and line up the levels for higher accuracy. Right. So use the line chart tool as well. Sometimes you're looking at your chart and you want to have a really good, you know, support and resistance line. Sometimes it's okay to come over here and look at this thing and really try to line everything up perfectly, right? So it's touching as much stuff as possible in these markets. Like, that's okay to be really precise, right? And just go in and add, you know, a couple different things and then switch it back and then look at it and we're like, okay, now this is a little bit more accurate. We can go from there and we can go ahead and, you know, jump in these trades with accuracy. So, hey, $5 a day. You know, we went over this here in the chart markups, trading plan right there. $5 a day, $100 accounts the goal. Let's not be greedy. How many of us can make $25 a week trading off a $100 account? Let's consistently do that. Let's not try to get greedy. Let's start June. Like, let's do this. Let's do a $100 account challenge for June. I mean, we start this in 2 days.
I like it. I like
Right. Who here can put $100 in account in, and we can update each other, right? And track our goals, turning $100 just into 200. If you do more, great. 200. Let's finish out the rest of this year, right? At least getting this account, this is 6 months. At least get it to $6,400 by December. Not trade that money. Just don't withdraw. Just don't touch it. Just practice it. Because at that point, we're making $160 a day trading. And at that point, you guys have options. Right? $800 a week if you can make that in profit from your cell phone off of an hour a day. And, I mean, some of you guys don't make that at your job. $1,600 a week, that's a great job. $1,300 a week, that's 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
It's an excellent job right now for me. Oh.
Yeah. So let's start June together as a group. Let's help each other make these $5 a day. Now, a $100 account, $5, you know, 0.01. How many pips is that? It's 50?
50 pips.
50 pips is $5?
On a 0.01, I think so.
10 cents. 500 pips.
Depends on, I think, what.
No. 50 pips times 0.1. Yeah, it's $5. 50 pips.
Yeah,
you're right. So on a 0.01, $5. I mean, dude, that's a joke, right?
You can make like $2 or something from one trade easily.
Easily. And you can throw 2-3 trades for the entire week, hit $5, $7. So I want everyone, I'm going to go ahead and upload in this thing. I want everyone to track themselves. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in this customizable growth calculator. All right. We're going to upload this to Discord right now. Chart markups. Let's go ahead and announce this. June $100 challenge. And I'm going to upload this. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to use this real quick. Oh, shit, I already have it. Just download it again. And then we're going to end this call. I want everyone to be able to track their goals. You guys have no excuse. You have now a trade calculator. What we're going to do is we're going to put $100 in the balance, okay? Our daily growth is going to be 5%. and it's going to literally give us what it is that we take, right? 0.02, 25 pips. So I'm going to show you guys how to use this. You can put in a deposit, your daily growth goal, right? It's going to give you take profit, 25 pips, 50 pips, 75 pips, and your stop loss necessary on 25 pips. Your stop loss necessary is at least 15 pips, right? Maximum 20 pips, and I wouldn't even do that personally. If you're going 25 pips, your drawdown should be like 10. So at the end of, it says that you do 5% a day, right? And this other one we were talking about is what, 5% a month? What was that? Remember? No, it's 5% a day for a year. Yep. So what they show you here, as you go through this, is how much money we're going to be able to make. You can throw 0.02 for 25 pips or 0.01. And as you continue going up, so when you end in day 10, right, at 5% a day, this is the true compound growth, right? The other account was just showing you basics. But realistically, 60 days from now, we could be at $1,700, not at $200, $400, right? Because of really 5% growth, trading it like this, compoundly. So we're starting off with 0.02s. Then we get to, when we're at $147, we start throwing 0.03s. When we're at $200, we start throwing 0.04. So how well can we follow these instructions and grow this account? So you guys have it here. Go ahead and put in your own calculators, right? What you actually earned for the day. The goal was $5. Here the goal is $5.25. Here the goal is $5.51. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to enter this here, right? And then these are our personal goals. And you can compare the job income equivalent. So if I zoom in here, $100 a day is the same as $500 a week, which is the same as $2,000 a month, which is the same as $24,000 a year, which is the same as 40 hours a week at $12.50 an hour. All right? Now, when we go to $250 a day, now we're making $1,250 a week. That's $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. That's equivalent to 40 hours a week and $31 an hour. And it keeps going up, right? Until we're in the big level, right, of our yearly income. So, hey, guys, let's track this out. We have the 2-a-day phenomenon that we're going to be working on, taught by Brian Carruthers. Guys, go tomorrow. Get your 2-a-day down, packed in the game. Download that trading calculator every day starting June 1st. Prepare yourself to be able to, put $100 in, even if you can only do it on a demo account, participate. Participate. $100 challenge. Let's grow it day by day. Keep each other accountable. Keep each other progressing, both with the 2-a-days and trading. How does that sound? Can we all do that?
Yep.
For sure.
Do 2 exposures a day. If you've never done an exposure yet, now's your time. If you have never logged yourself trading, now's your time. Let's do this. Let's go into June. Let's finish out the second half of this year strong. I want to see you guys in Dallas, Texas at the convention. Everyone that hits P150 from now until the convention gets a free ticket, guys. I've never heard of that. Jason and Matt spent $70,000 on tickets. Just as an incentive to help get his team there. Literally. Just like that. So you guys, I had to pay for my ticket. You guys have a really good opportunity. Smack P150 if you haven't yet. Get your ass to Dallas. Let's get in a mansion Airbnb. Let's all link up. Let's do a trading meetup. Let's have a good time. Let's go out to dinner. Let's learn. Let's link arms with other leaders, and let's grow this business. So have a wonderful night, guys. 2-a-days starting June 1st. We're going to do this $100 account challenge.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for jumping on.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you too, man. You have a good night, man.
Peace.
Peace.